We did not talk about Ben Askren last
Yeah.
week, so I just want to start with him first. Like, he deserves a lot of time. I'm going to cover it from the beginning because, again, we didn't even talk about him last week. So, for those that don't know, um, Ben Askren had some type of staph infection from what the reports are saying. That developed into severe pneumonia, so he was then hospitalized. After getting hospitalized, they did some tests or procedures, maybe some CAT scans or something. They found out this man has a hole in his lung that basically the staph ate, because that is what staph infection is. It's a flesh-eating virus. So once it becomes internal, it becomes deadly. And a lot of people hear about this, but they don't know like how true it is. And yeah, like staph is deadly. Like it can
Right.
kill you. And this is a prime example. It got inside Ben's body and it started eating his freaking lung, dude. Of all things. So he does need a lung transplant at this point. The wife is saying like it's looking like basically she didn't say it, but basically like 90% sure like it's a lung transplant now. And I didn't even consider the fact that you have to be like on a list for donors because I don't those things don't just get kept in a fucking fridge. Like I think maybe somebody who just died or a living person has to give that up. Other than that, like it's very tough. So there's a list of other people who probably need a lung too. Truth be told, my dad died of lung cancer. That wasn't like a thing that they offered us. But people who have lung cancer, I'm sure that's maybe if it's like stage 1, stage 2, that's a treatment that they're also seeking.
Mhm.
So it's not like these things are just super like available. Also, I just want to say another thing. A lot of people were confusing it with like he passed away and stuff. That's not the case. Also, like DC just kind of misframed his wording. And I think as a journalist, I will say this about DC. You've done this a lot, DC. You've done this about Joaquin. You know what I mean? When you said like he called somebody's mom a hoe, when he called Conor McGregor a hoe, and like things like this. Like DC, you got to do better. Like you can't be so vague when you're on camera reporting to the world. You need to be a little bit better about that. So DC said like Ben is home with his family and he's doing better or whatever the case. That wasn't true. Ben got flown home to be in another hospital in Wisconsin where his family lives, just in case if things become, take the left turn, he could be like kind of like his last moments of his life will be spent with his family. And so that's the update. His wife just released a statement like yesterday.
I got that. Yeah.
Yeah, so you want to read that at all?
I haven't shared an update because Ben has been in limbo for a while, and I was hoping to have to firm a firm. I was hoping to have him wake up and be the one to decide what to share. I've had some media people contact me that they are going to share an update, and I'd rather it come from me. Ben is still on a ventilator, and he can support while he heals. There are good days and bad, but on the good, they have been able to wean his sedation enough for him to open his eyes and squeeze hands. Oh man. His body can't handle coming off sedation too much yet. I'm still praying for a miracle with his current lungs, but they are currently starting the evaluation process for lung transplant. Please pray for his continued healing, and if transplant is the solution, that he can get on the list quickly and easy. I know transplants are such a blessing, and I'm overwhelmed at the thought of him receiving a gift like that. No one would take better care of that gift than Ben. Thank you for every message and all the support despite this awful situation. I'm feeling so blessed by the community we're surrounded by. Give your loved ones a hug today and make sure you're prepared for situations like this. Ben is the healthiest guy I know and never could have expected this.
So it's a very, it's like a very serious, like it's not even um like I think a lot of people are thinking like, oh, Ben's just gonna survive this, and that's not the case right now. Like to be honest, he could use every like prayer and every positive thought that I think people have right now. He could definitely use that, and I think she's asking for that because there is not much they can do. Aside from probably hoping for a miracle.
I think that hit me a little bit closer to the heart because, as you know, my mom passed away now a few months ago. And I remember when she was on sedation, you don't know, bro.
Uh huh.
You don't know. The doctors come in like, hey, we don't know if we're gonna be able to wake her back up. Like that shit's scary. So I can only
Yeah.
imagine what she's going through right now because that's probably literally what she's fighting through right now.
Yeah.
Like, will he wake back up? Will his lung, and the doctor comes in like, hey, we don't think he's gonna be able to breathe on his own now. Oh man,
Right. And
the fucking life, bro.
it's crazy because a lot of people are saying he's a really healthy guy, and
Right.
he obviously looked healthy. One of my concerns, and this isn't to
He's
raise,
young. It's not like he's like, yeah.
yeah, but one of my concerns, I'm just kind of wondering, is that he was on TRT. He was open about saying that, and I know when you get older,
What's TRT?
it's like testosterone replacement therapy, and they say like it's supposed to be better for older guys because they naturally lose testosterone.
Yeah.
But like another thing is like when people it's a steroid, and they say that like when people take these things, it kind of like suppresses their immune system. And so if he had staph infection and then maybe a slightly suppressed immune system, yeah, like I could see why, because that's a big question. How did the staph get so rampant inside his body? And that's a guess. I don't want to be like insensitive, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But I do want to read another thing, which is a comment somebody left, and it kind of speaks to your point about like what your mom may have been on, and it's something that she mentioned in the post that she made. I wasn't familiar, so let me read this for people who don't know. He says Ben is on ECMO. It's like an acronym, ECMO.
Oh yeah, that okay. Yeah,
For those unfamiliar, ECMO is extracorporeal membrane oxygenation. It is a life support system that oxygenates your blood outside your body when your lungs or heart can't. It's a last resort bridge, buying time for recovery or a transplant when a ventilator isn't enough. So like he's saying, this is buying time for his life at this moment. It's almost like he's on life support.
Bro, it's crazy because literally that's basically what my mom passed away from, bro. She couldn't breathe anymore and shit, and she was on a ventilator. Then they had a sedator because the oxygen couldn't get to her brain, which couldn't get to your heart. Your body starts to collapse. Mm-hmm. You start having really tough conversations. Man, my heart goes out to her, to the whole family, bro. Like, fuck.
It's very difficult. Luckily, I think Ben is a smart guy financially, and so it's not like some of these other fighters where if a fighter might pass away, like his whole family is screwed. Ben is a guy who has done a lot financially well in his life. So that is one thing where it's like his family's not going to be out on the streets by any means. He's done really well for himself. And just the other crazy thing is like, man, look at DC's YouTube channel. They have this show called Funky and the Champ. To be honest, one of my favorite shows. I'm very picky about the shows I watch. I don't just watch anything. I always watch that one anytime they drop an episode. Maybe 2-3 weeks ago that episode dropped. Look at Ben in that episode. Chilling. Like you and me right now. I had no clue anything was wrong. DC says he was complaining a little bit about some pain, but it just goes to show, you know what I mean? 3 weeks ago, completely normal.
That's how precious life is, bro. We never
And if you got issues, here's another thing I will say just to people watching. If you got issues, go get checked up on. Don't wait. Don't wait. I don't know how long Ben was waiting with this pain to get checked up on, and I'm not going to insinuate that he overweighted. I'm just saying, if you got issues going on, don't be waiting, man. Like, go get that shit checked out real soon and, get better or find out that it's nothing, right?
Yeah.